Alright, we're playing somebody with a colourful name that we've played before. Not a bad player, but somebody who makes mistakes, especially tactical mistakes. Alright, we'll just drop back here. So far so good. Which way? I like to go this way. When bishop goes to g4, we hit the bishop, and if the bishop takes on f3, we take with a threat on the f7 pawn first. He could play queen f6 here, which is rather interesting. Developing is also good. We're going to take this way. If knight takes, we drop back on e2, and if pawn had taken, we would get the file for our rook once we are castled. Bishop 7, perfectly reasonable move, but now we're going to go after this. It's better to strike in the center when he's not ready. Yeah, it was either knight c6 or knight g6 here on that square. One of the issues with knight c6, it's obstructing the c pawn, which really should be coming at some stage here. So it's gonna. The good news, it's threatening this. The two sides really prefers to castle, which I don't think is good, because now I can put the rook where I wanted to put it, which has two purposes. The first one is threatening to push, and the second one is stopping knight d4. And with this pawn not moving to, c5, c4, queen b6 is check is not available later, and this kind of thing. So it's quite restricted for black at this stage. But he's got a reasonable game. He's not, you couldn't say that he's losing. So he prepares f5, which is going to cause him perhaps some problems because of this, which probably forces the knight to drop on b8. But that's by itself going to expose some weaknesses on the queen side. Oh, really? That's not good. That's possibly an impulsive move that will no doubt lose. Certainly will make him play rook b7 now, which is another pin. So now the queen is going to be on a6. How about we invite him to push so that we can open up the diagonal of the queen on a6, which would be threatening later bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes, attacking the two pieces here on b7 and c6 with the queen. So this is it's probably b4 is actually forced here. I think I can't see how else he can defend this game. No, he takes. Okay, it's actually worse if he takes. We're going to do what we said, which is just picking up the knight on c6 and then take the queen, take the pawn with the queen on a6. And I think here, because he can play rook b6, I think the only thing he can do is just take here, hoping to pick up a couple of pawns. But it's not going well. Who knows? I mean, if he can pick up this pawn and that pawn, he decides to go for the exchange loss, which is not a good idea at all for him. Because now we're going to really get in there. I mean, d5 is a huge square for the knight. like I said at the beginning of the game, is a player who's not a bad player, but who makes tactical mistakes. It helps when you can, when you know about your opponents. And he obviously doesn't like the Russian head of state, Vladimir Putin. But once again, who likes it? Who likes him? Not many people. Anyway, it looks like he's having a shot of vodka at the moment. Perhaps he's gone to sleep. Look, the game is virtually finished. When you analyze it, I mean, this is going to go, and this is going to go leaving this square weak. This is gone, and perhaps his best move would be bishop here, counter-attacking on this. To which I would probably play c3, but then he can play rook e8 attacking e4. I would probably play rook e1. There's no need. Yeah, that's what he's doing actually. There's another thing tactically we can do here is if we can take here, and if bishop takes, we can play rook here, which is not a bad thing. C3 is another way of playing it. But this is a good move because he actually it actually defends e4 as well. Well, I'm having illusions. I thought rook c4 was on, but actually we play queen b5. It's the same. We do it with the queen. Yeah, first game of the morning is never good. Another thing we're threatening here, potentially, is if the queen defends in some way, we can take here, and then knight check would pick up the queen on c6. So that's not gonna help him. You should probably play bishop check. Even bishop check doesn't do anything. We can actually move the king on h1 when you play bishop check. There's not even a need to take. He's still under the same issue, which is which is probably better to lose no time.